Hi, for those who are early, we're starting live in 3 minutes. For those who are early, this is Emlyn of Cool Chinese, your bilingual expert. For those who are early, you want to know what I'm playing. Right now, I'm playing the Paris Jazz instrumental. We're going to start in 1 minute. Yeah. Hi, welcome back. This is Emlyn of Cool Chinese, your bilingual expert. Today I'm going to share with you the 7 basic strokes to writing Chinese. Okay, for those who are here, we're here to listen to me share with you the 7 basic strokes to writing Chinese. Type 7777 in the comments. 7. Yeah. 7 is one of my favorite numbers. So, really excited to share today. Okay, before I go on, for those who just joined us, welcome back to my Facebook Live. I am Emlyn, your Cool Chinese bilingual expert, and today I'm going to share with you the 777 basic strokes to writing Chinese. So, maybe I'll share with you a story about one of you who came to me. Now today's Facebook Live is dedicated to you. You will know who you are. You wrote me a message asking me, how do I introduce writing to my young one? He's only 3 to 4 years old, and I really want him to have a head start and learning how to write Chinese. So this is especially for you. And for those listening in, type my favorite number 7 in the comments. I really like that. And if that's not your favorite number, that's all right. just hit the heart key. That's one of my favorite buttons too. So let's do that. Hi Patricia. Hi Faith. Yeah, nice seeing you. All right. Before I go into the 7 basic strokes of writing Chinese, maybe I'll share with you a bit about the funnel to writing Chinese. This is actually an inverted triangle. We all know about this. If you have watched my video, you have seen me, you have watched me share with you about the 4 language skills to writing. And they are Ting, listen, 说 speak, 读 read, and 写 that's writing. Maybe I'll share with you a picture of that, which I have here. Can you see that? Yeah. That is the inverted triangle that I'm trying to show you. Yeah. Okay, if you want a copy of this particular diagram that I have about the funnel to writing Chinese, there you go. I think you can see it clearer here. 听说读写. Yeah, got it. So, if you want this diagram to be sent to you, just type in the comments, yes, I want, yes, I want, yes, I want, and I will send it to you. Now, why is the triangle inverted, you ask me? Okay, with Ting listening at the top, and then 写 at the bottom, writing at the bottom. So why is it so? Well, we all know that for the learning of any language, listening is a foundation to all learning of languages. So likewise with Chinese, the more you listen, the better, because it sets the foundation to the learning of Chinese. Now, 写 being at the bottom, it is most challenging, most difficult, but the eventual output of any learning the Chinese language. So to put it very, very simply, here's how it goes. If, say, your child or you know how to listen and understand 100 words, then the spoken words that you have is probably half of that, which is 50. So if you know how to listen and understand to 100 words, you probably can speak only 50 words. How about reading? Now, reading those Chinese words probably will go down even further, possibly 20 to 25 Chinese words. And then when it comes to writing, you can possibly write 5 to 10 words. So now you can see why listening is the most important foundation of learning Chinese. And that's what I always stress when I work with parents, whether parents of the very young children, 2 to 3 years old, or parents of older children who are going for the PSLE, the 12-year-olds. This is very important. The more you listen, the better. Because what you can write, what you can read is only a fraction of that. So I hope that is a good takeaway for you. If you understand what I've just said about the 4 language skills and how important listening is to the learning of Chinese language, just type in the comments so that I know that you understood the part. Type listen, listen, listen. Patricia's car. Patricia, your car is 717. That's cool. Okay, so now that we know, so to recap, listening is the most important, the foundation to learning the Chinese language. Then some parents come to me and said, hey, Emmeline, I'm still very interested to introduce writing to my child. I really want my child to have a head start to the language. Sure, I'll be playing like Chinese music with my child. I'll be playing Chinese stories. I'll be reading Chinese storybooks. but I do want my child to eventually get very familiar to writing Chinese. And that's why I'm doing this Facebook Live today. I want to share with you how you can introduce writing without the drill. I know what you have. When we talk about Chinese, writing Chinese, what is the kind of visual you have in your mind? Well, my visual is this. A child sitting at the table using a pencil and then writing every stroke repeatedly, possibly 50 times, possibly 100 times, but sitting there for hours and hours and hours repeating the Chinese strokes. I don't know if you have the same visual, because that's where I came from long time ago. So if you do, type me a thumbs up so that I know that we came from the same place. You know, where drilling, it is a very big part of writing Chinese. But now, today, I'm trying to tell you that, share with you that we can actually change it. Because when the child is not ready, then drill actually kills the interest. Yes, listen, when a child is not ready to write, drilling will actually kill the interest. And you and I know that, you know, when we do not, we are not interested, when a child is not interested, then there's really no motivation for the child to continue learning the language. So what do we do then? It's like, as a parent, I want my child to really have a head start in writing Chinese, and yet I don't want to put my child through the drill because it will kill the interest. Then what do I do? So here's where I'm going to share with you the 7 basic strokes to writing Chinese. Not sitting there drilling it, but actually doing something else. So if you're keen to know what is this tip and strategy, give me hearts, and I'm going to share with you what exactly is it. Okay, I see. Oh, Kid, hi. Okay, I see a lot more of you coming in now. Now, for those who just joined me, today I'm going to share with you the 7 basic strokes. 7 basic strokes to writing Chinese. And I just explained that we can introduce this not through, we don't have to do it through drill. We can actually do it through games, do it through activities. Something that is more interesting and motivating for our children. But what are the 7 basic strokes to writing Chinese? What? For those who know, you can type in the comments what are the 7 basic strokes to writing Chinese. Okay, for those who do not know, you can type in the comments, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, they're actually just 7 basic strokes. So once you master these 7, it becomes easier to put together and recognize the Chinese characters. In my online course, I mentioned before that Chinese is different from all the other languages. Like with English, you have the alphabets. With Chinese, it's just pictorial. So it is all these strokes that make up the Chinese characters, and that's why it will be very beneficial for us to know what are the 7 basic strokes to writing Chinese. Okay, I'll show you the pictures. It is maybe to go give you all the 7 names. It is Heng, Shu, Pie, Na, Dian, Ti, Gou. Simple. So it kind of rhymes. If I read it fast, it's Heng, Shu, Pie, Na, Dian, Ti, Gou. If I read it slowly, it says Heng, Shu, Pie, Na, Dian, Ti, Gou. So I'm going to go down like one by one what exactly they are. So with maybe the first two, Hyung and Shu, what exactly are they? So if you want to know, type in the comments. I want to know. So I'm going to show you the first one. Hyung. Hyung is basically a horizontal line, a straight horizontal line. Look at this. Yeah. This is Hyung. And what's the second one? I'll do them together. It's a vertical line, which is Shu. Can you see that? Shu. Shu. So this was Hyung, and this is Shu. So how do we introduce writing of these two strokes, Hyung and Shu? Hyung being the horizontal line and Shu is the vertical line. So how do we introduce it without drilling at the desk, at the table? Well, first, especially with our very young children who don't really want to hold a pencil, some of them are actually struggling with that too, we play games with them. So with Hyung and Shu, it's very easy to play games because with Hyung, the vertical line, we get them all to lie down and tell them it's actually a horizontal lying down stroke. So the children will actually lie down and say Hyung. And then with Shu, we get them to stand up, shooting up on their feet with the hands up, and it's called Shu. So we play this kind of game repeatedly with them. Now you can see through these two activities, we don't really get them to hold a pencil. We actually get them to play and understand how both the strokes actually look like. Now you may say, why go through this trouble? Why don't just put them at the desk, give them a pencil and a piece of paper and just get them to write? But writing, it involves very intricate fine motor skills, eye-hand coordination, and your child may not be even ready to do that. But if you want your child to have a head start and maybe not not get them to write physically because they're not ready to do it, then playing games is one very good way of introducing the strokes. And it is fun. Now when it's fun, your child is more likely to do that. Then you ask me, okay, with Hyung and Shu, I understand. Hyung is that horizontal line where child lie down on the floor straight. And Shu is when they spring up and stand on the floor with the hands by the side or the hands up. And that is Shu. Then what is Pie and what is Na? So if you want to know what is Pie and Na, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up now so that I'll show you what is Pie and what is Na. This is Pie. Okay, it's one stroke diagonal down from top to bottom. Okay, then what is Na? This is Na. It's basically a diagonal stroke from the other end. Got it? So this is Pie and this is Na. Pie Na, Pie Na. So what do we get the children to do? Generally get them to row a boat. Rowing a boat. And you notice that Pie, we get them to row from top towards your left down. Pie, rowing a boat. And Na is from the top all the way down to your right. Na. Now children love doing rowing a boat with us, and they go Pie, Na, Pie, na. You can do it with me. 撇 na 撇 na. Now through all these big actions, we combine the 4 strokes and then we play a game with the children again. So you being the teacher, you being the parents, you can say any of the name of this first 4 strokes that I mentioned to you. When I say Hyung, the children actually lie down on the floor. When I say Shu, they stand on the floor with the hands by the side. And when I say Pie, they roll the boat towards the left. And then when I say Na, they roll the boat towards the right. Really easy, right? Playing games, and they love that. I'll jumble them up and all that. Now, maybe for you in front of the screen, you can start doing that. Let's try it. Hyung, Pie, Shu, Na, Pie, Na, Pie, Hyung. That's what you do. You know, nobody likes being at the desk like all day long. But when you introduce this first 4 strokes to them through activities like this, they really, really love it. So we have learned the first 4 strokes. What are they? Hyung, Shu, Pie, Na. So if I learn the first 4 strokes and you understand it, say I know in the comments. Type I know. I know. Good. Now I'm going to share with you the next 3 strokes. Okay. The next one is really, really interesting. It's like a raindrop and it's called 点. 点. I'm going to show it to you. This is how it looks like. 点. See, it looks like a raindrop. And how do we get the children to know 点? Now, the whole idea is to get the brain to recognize all these strokes in the head, through the eyes, through the big actions. So we already learned Hyung, Shu, Pie, Na. Now with 点, we get the children to actually squat on the floor and curl up into a very small dot. And we say 点. That's what I do. So whenever we see raindrops, you know, we get the children to say 点. Same thing. 点. So 点 is a very, very little stroke where you actually can use your finger, and if you do touch the icing of a cake and immediately retract, that's 点. That's 点. That's the idea of 点. Basically, touching and going. Touching and going. That is 点. Okay, 点. So what did we learn? 5 strokes. Hyung, Shu, Pie, Na, 点. See, so easy. 5 strokes. Already you have covered 5 strokes. Do you want to know what's the 6th? If you want to, type in the comments 6. What's the 6th stroke? Show me. So the 6th stroke is very interesting. The 6th stroke is actually a rising stroke. Literally, the meaning of the name of the stroke is rising stroke. T. I'm going to show it to you. Here you go. T. You notice it is rising from here, one corner upwards. T. See that? T. So, how do we get our children to know this particular stroke, T? We get them to actually prepare themselves, squatting down, okay, rising upwards. So that's how we do T. T, we want to get them to have a feel of going from the bottom upwards to the top. So how do you do T again? Down, up, T. Try that again. Down, upwards, T. That is 提. So let's do a revision now. We had 横, we had 竖, we had 撇, rolling to your left, and 捺, rolling to your left. And what else? 点, the small dot, and 提, rising up. Pretty cool. You just finished like 6 basic strokes within 15 minutes. Now I'm going to introduce to you the last one. The last one is actually called go. I'll show you how go looks like. Go is very interesting. The meaning of go in English is actually hook. The hook. Okay, go. And that's why for this particular stroke, it is it does not exist alone. It has to be attached to another stroke. I'll show you 2 particular strokes here. Okay, one of them, this one is actually 横折钩, and the other one is actually 竖钩. So where is the go? I've marked it. It's the one in blue. Those are the go, and it really looks like hooks. Can you see that? So this hook can be attached to practically any other strokes. So the most common ones is the 竖. 竖. At the bottom of the 竖 there's a go. Or 横 can have a go too. So it's towards the end. And to get the children to know go, we literally get them to touch the end of any strokes and give it a kick. A kick. A kick in the foot, kicking. That gives them a feel of go, the hook. Now, we've gone through all these 7 strokes, and I've introduced to you how we can do it at home through big motions to understand the look and the feel of each of these 7 basic strokes. What's an additional activity you can do with your children to remember all these 7 strokes? Games. Correct. You're right. Games. Hi, Cindy. Yes, correct. Go. So here's the thing. We are wanting to have fun and play with our children while getting them to remember all the 7 strokes. Okay. Maybe as a revision, let's talk about this again. The first one is 横. The second one is 竖. 撇 is roll left. 捺 roll left. 点 the small dot. 提 rising up. And the last one is go, a kick. Right. So the other activity that I did with the children, they really love it. That is to go out of the house. Okay, if you, because of the circuit breaker, you cannot go out, then you can do it at home too. You basically walk around the house to recognize any kind of strokes in the household. Say behind me, if you look at the railing, there are lots of 竖. The vertical lines behind me, those are 竖. So the children can actually go around and saying that this is 竖, this is 竖, this is 竖. Then where is the 横? Maybe 横 on my hat. 横. Can you see that? Okay, even if you just look at the face, okay, of your children, maybe we can start, okay, maybe not draw with a marker, with our fingers, we can say this is 竖. Okay, if you do have a nose, then a go, that can be a go. Where's the 横? I don't know. That can be a 横, right? 撇捺. I can't find it. Maybe a Pierre. Pierre. Nah. Really funny. Wow. That's the whole idea, to have fun with our children. Just make sure you don't give them the markers because they may draw all over your face. And trust me, children can do that. So there we go. Simple ways of introducing to our children the 7 basic strokes of learning how to write Chinese. First, through big movements, where you get them to understand the different strokes, how they look like, how they feel, and after that, going around just to identify these strokes in the environment, be it at home or outside. Then you can come back to them to the table. Or in my case, I always do all these activities on the floor. We start taking out all the flashcards. Remember the flashcards we mentioned last week? Yeah. We use the flashcards and then we start identifying in each word, like who can find the most number of strokes in the words. Then they get interested in the Chinese characters, and then maybe they will talk about you would probably talk about the whether you know the Chinese character or you do not know the Chinese character. Then they'll be interested and say, what does this word mean? I've not seen it. I know all the strokes, but mommy, I really do not know how it sound like, how what it means. So basically, this is what I have to say. Like, you can introduce it without drilling at the table. Introduce all these strokes by all the different activities, and by the time your child is ready to hold a pencil, he or she would already have all these strokes in the head. All the basic strokes, they would know already that, wow, okay, I know this, I can write it. So if you agree with what I said and you really want to try it with your children, can you just give me hearts? Just pound all those hearts in the comments. And next week, I'm going to have another Facebook Live answering another question. But if you do have a question on learning Chinese, come to me and I will answer you in my next Facebook Live or my next video. And I'll be introducing very soon how to speak Chinese to your child in 8 days. Yes, no joke, 8 days. Now, I'm not asking for you to be an expert in Chinese, but for all of us within our families to learn how to speak Chinese with our children in 8 days, so that the child will be immersed in an environment with everyone interested in speaking the language. Then it will go a long way. Then you'll find fun and relevance that, wow, my dad and mom, they are interested in speaking Chinese too. I think I want to do it. So if you want to be enrolled in my free e-course on how to speak Chinese in your child in 8 days, then type 8 days in the comments and I will send you the link the moment I launch it in June. Until then, see you in my next Facebook Live every Sunday, 3 p.m.